Hi, this is Miss Cox, and let's check out the second part of this flower grower challenge. So the second part is basically asking us to make a new object type, because basically it's saying, hey, look at this tulip and the sunflower. Here, the tulip has X, Y, and height. If we go down to the sunflower, it has X, Y, and height. So why would we want to create two separate ones when we could use it? Or basically create an object type that's a little bit more general, that basically, like all flowers, have a starting position and a height. So if we wanted to create different flowers, maybe different than a sunflower or a tulip, or just wanted to create more tulips and sunflowers, we could actually just create a flower variable that stores a lot of those shared properties. So let's create it. Var flower, and remember we want to capitalize the first letter of the variable when we're creating an object type. Function, and then here, these three items in the parentheses are the same as this. So we're just putting the same three, X, Y, height. And then inside, we're going to put these same things in. So this is really going to be the same exact thing, nothing different. I'm literally just going to copy and paste that. And let's see, I'm missing a semicolon there. Now, that's really the next step. So I've created this flower function. It's an object type. Right now it's not doing anything. It's just sitting there. So that's where the next step's going to come in. It's going to say, hey, let's start actually using this. So it says the tulip and sunflower both share the same grow by method logic. So we should define that on flower. Okay, so basically they both grow the same way, right? That's what this is saying. Tulip and sunflower are both growing the same way. We have, this is the function for tulip, and then this is the function for sunflower. It's the same thing. You're adding height, or you're adding to the height by amount. So instead of doing it with sunflower and tulip, we're just going to create it separately with flower.prototype.growBy equals function parentheses, and remember we want to put amount in here because we're saying that's how much it's going to be growing by. And then we're just going to put the same thing in here as is down here, this dot height plus the amount. So I'm going to just copy that and paste it up here. And did I forget a semicolon again? There we go. So what I've done is basically I've created now this method, growBy. And you'll notice, really now, we've kind of eliminated the need for this, and we've eliminated the need for these separate growBys. Basically, we're creating one version we can use for several different items in our coding. So let's take a look at the next step. Now this is where we actually are going to start using the flower object. So it says change the tulip constructor so it calls the flower constructor with its arguments, and base the tulip prototype off the flower prototype so it inherits the growBy method. This is the really confusing part, right? Are you confused? This is hard. So this is where we need to basically add this flower.call under the var tulip. So we're going to keep our variable for tulip, because maybe tulip has some extra properties we want to add. Maybe tulip, I don't know, maybe tulip does some extra things like grows leaves or something like that. But for now, it has these same three things. So we're going to leave this part alone, because you'll see it says basically the same things here, but underneath, instead of doing this separate 3 steps, we're not going to have those because it's already up here. So instead of that, oh, it didn't delete. Instead of that, we're going to type in these 3 things, basically. Well, we're not going to type this. I'm sorry. Let me repeat that. We're going to get rid of those 3 things and use this object up here since it already has these properties. So we're going to say flower.call, parentheses, this, comma, and what we're saying is these 3 things we're going to be calling. So x, comma, y, comma, height, and semicolon. Now, this is done. We have our variable for tulip done. Now, down here we'll see we need tulip prototype is going to be different now. because we actually need to base, where we're creating the tulip prototype, we need to base it on this flower instead of just, yeah, doing this weird, let's see where to go. We need to basically create a prototype for tulip based on the flower. So we're just going to type this in, literally. Let's go ahead and just type it right underneath the tulip creation. So we created this tulip based on the function. Let's go tulip.prototype equals object dot create flower.prototype. Okay, and basically we're adding that. We're creating this. Now it says you can delete the grow by that is specifically for the tulip prototype. Because remember, we switched this, and grow by is now part of the flower. So I'm going to go down here to tulip prototype grow by. This section is gone. Done. I'm going to stop here and do the rest in the last video, but hopefully this helps you move forward. Any questions right now? No. All right. Hope this helps.